Hello, it's me, it's Recky. Welcome back for another military reaction. A lot of you guys do enjoy this. We're going to keep going. This one is from U.S. military system. And we're about to watch Deadly Weapon, Electromagnetic Railgun, finally installed in the U.S. Navy's warship. Taste that word, electromagnetic railgun. What is this? 3023? Electromagnetic railgun. Super hyped for this one. If you are too, and you do enjoy this, like, subscribe. Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. A big thank you to the channel members and the patrons. You guys rock. And of course, a shout out to the Supreme Tier donators, Patreon, YouTube membership, and of course, a personal shout out to the ultimate supporters, only available on Patreon, our friend Deja, Walt, Tammy, and Roni. That's it. I got some new merchandise. Link is available in description. Let's do this. Okay, I don't know what to think about this. It's a BAA system. BAE. Yep.
The U.S. Navy and government testing officials indicate that the prototype of the naval electromagnetic railgun is progressing towards eventual sea testing. Railguns use bursts of massive electromagnetic energy to push solid projectiles at high speeds over great ranges without using gunpowder or chemical propellants. The U.S. Navy prototype is designed to push projectiles at 6 or 7 times the speed of sound up to 100 nautical miles, far in excess of current Navy cannon, which can shoot out to about 13 nautical miles.
Whoa. Freaking space button. LRLAP. Long range land attack projectile. It's not getting any cooler than that, does it? Nautic miles. Not my forte, I don't know what
Earlier
that is.
this year it was reported that the railgun's development was a declining priority for the Pentagon and emphasis would instead be put on developing its associated high-velocity projectile for use by conventional cannon, which could fire it at 2 or 3 times the range of conventional explosive projectiles currently in use. The new testing developments suggest that the railgun's development remains on track.
I really hope that that he's going in depth with this so we can understand the purpose, how it's used, and billions upon billions it costs to actually make one.
Until now, the Navy's railgun had been under development and testing at a U.S. Navy facility in Dahlgren, Virginia, but it lacks the range to test the weapon's full potential. Last month a U.S. Navy railgun prototype completed installation and shakedown at the White Sands Missile Range, a 3.000 square mile testing site in the New Mexico desert that also hosted the first atomic bomb test during World War II. Following the initial test shots in New Mexico, a range official explained that the installation of the railgun began earlier this year and required a large effort for the mount, gun, power controls, displays, and functional ties into the range. The object of the test was essentially a shakedown of the newly installed mount with accompanying power containers, controls, and a fully functional execution team.
For me, electromagnetic railgun should actually be a weapon that destroys electric stuff.
The Seattle Times newspaper discovered in a draft environmental impact study that the U.S. Navy may conduct at-sea testing of the railgun in a training area off the coast of the Pacific Northwest in the future. The studies examine the impact that various U.S. Navy activities such as the use of sonar or weapons training might have on protected species to mitigate damage to ecosystems and ensure compliance with environmental laws.
What is he shooting? Gotta be some kind of a projectile, right? Well, I said it at the beginning, I know, but what kind?
The draft impact study refers to the railgun as a kinetic energy weapon that releases stored energy in a short burst to accelerate a projectile. The impact study is for training that the Navy intends to conduct in 2020 or beyond, so it is not clear how soon the railgun might appear on an afloat testing platform. The U.S. Navy envisions the railgun and its high-velocity projectile to be used across multiple missions, against targets on land, against other ships, and eventually in a missile defense role.
Whoa, wow! That was a weird shape on that one.
China has been testing its own railgun prototype at sea for a few years, mounted on a converted landing ship. U.S. intelligence reportedly estimates that China will complete its at-sea testing in the early 2020s and could deploy an operational weapon by 2025. After more than a decade of research and development and upwards of $500 million in funding, the Navy finally plans on testing its much-hyped electromagnetic railgun on a surface warship in a major milestone for the beleaguered weapons system, Navy documents reveal.
Oh wow, that's insane! Look at that!
The Navy's latest Northwest Training and Testing Draft Supplemental Environmental Impact Assessment, first detailed by the Seattle Times on Friday, reveals that the kinetic energy weapon, commonly referred to as the rail gun, will be tested aboard surface vessels, firing explosive and non-explosive projectiles.
That gotta be fake, though. That gotta be fake. That gotta be fake. That is freaking me out like it's an alien. If this fake, you guys gotta help me out. Is this fake? 528, mark 528, not fake, or 528, fake.
The air or sea-based targets. The system charges for 2 minutes and fires in less than 1 second, the 1,800-page assessment states. The system is shielded so as not to affect shipboard controls and systems. The amount of electromagnetic energy released from this system is low and contained on the surface vessel. It's unclear at this time exactly which vessel will play host to the new weapons system. Back in 2015, Naval Sea Systems Command had announced plans to test the railgun aboard the Spearhead-class expeditionary fast transport USNS Trenton, a substitute for the USNS Millinocket, off the coast of Florida in 2016, but that test was subsequently delayed. The Navy has spent years test-firing the railgun at the Naval Surface Warfare Center Dahlgren Division in Virginia, but conducting a tactical demonstration of the weapon from an actual surface vessel would constitute a significant advance for the beleaguered system. Generating the railgun's electromagnetic fields requires a capacitor base that only electric warships like the USS Zumwalt can currently generate, as Task and Purpose previously reported in December 2017, while other surface vessels would require a major overhaul to incorporate the pulsed power architecture capable of loosing off multi-shot salvos. While the Navy Northwest Training and Testing Draft Supplemental Environmental Impact Assessment appears to indicate that service may have cracked the code for power generation, the success of the railgun is also contingent on the development of a universal, common mount for equipping surface vessels with a tactical version of the ONR prototype. And as Task and Purpose also previously reported, that mount isn't just a technical challenge, but a political one. A 2016 House Armed Services Committee report noted that lawmakers were increasingly worried that changing Pentagon priorities would end up nuking funding for the amount and resigning the system to an R&D limbo of sorts. In recent years, the Pentagon's Strategic Capabilities Office was shifting its energy focus towards the hypervelocity projectiles that were originally developed as the specialized ammunition for the railgun. SCO quickly realized the hypervelocity projectiles was just as effective when fired from conventional artillery, and the Navy test
What the hell is that?
Projectiles was just as effective
I wish I could see more of this beast. Look at that. Have you seen this before?
Fired from conventional artillery, and the Navy test fired the hypervelocity projectiles from the USS Dewey's Mk-45 5-inch deck guns during the 2018 Rim of the Pacific in August 2018.
The future is here.
Those changing priorities appeared to set in stone as recently as February 2019, when Chief of Naval Operations Admiral John Richardson declared the railgun a case study that would say, "This is how innovation maybe shouldn't happen." We've learned a lot from the project, and the engineering of building something like that can handle that much electromagnetic energy and not just explode is challenging, Richardson told an audience assembled at the Atlantic Council at the time. "We're going to continue after this, we're going to install this thing, we're going to continue to develop it, test it. It's too great a weapon system, so it's going somewhere, hopefully."
I would love seeing this in action. Oh, I love that freaking ship.
Even with a shipboard demonstrator, however, it's unlikely the railgun will see action as an armor-liquefying superweapon. A June 2017 Congressional Research Service report indicated that while the Navy originally began developing railgun as a naval surface fire support weapon for supporting U.S. Marines operating ashore, the branch subsequently determined that the weapon also has potential for defending surface vessels from incoming missiles.
Just imagine being an enemy and you're just riding along in your ship and this futuristic bad boy that comes around the corner and saying, "How you do?" Man, I would yell, "Abandon ship, abandon ship, abandon." I got goosebumps watching that. It's like a tower of death. Or it's not.
Still, the arrival of a shipboard tactical demonstrator can't get here soon enough. In December 2018, photos surfaced of the Chinese Navy Type 0723 class landing ship Haiyang Shan conducting sea trials with a railgun housing mounted on its bow less than a year after it was first spotted with the supergun while docked at a shipyard, well ahead of the U.S. intelligence assessment's estimated Chinese fielding date of 2025.
Wow, I love
With
this.
tensions between the United States and China at an unusual high amid increasing freedom of navigation operations in the South China Sea, the Navy may end up needing all the firepower it can get, or at least the perception that it's actually holding its own in the new directed energy arms race.
I gotta say, I love doing this. This is one of my favorite things to do, is to check out weaponry, whatever it is. I am addicted to this. And most of you watching feel the same way. If you do that, smack the like and of course hit that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. Like I said, I got some new merchandise out. Find the link in the description. Let me know what you think about the electromagnetic railgun. We need it? Or just spending dollars on something that we don't need. I want to hear your opinion. However, be nice in the comment section. This is a nice channel. It is. Hope you did enjoy watching. I enjoyed having you here. Until next time, I'm Recky. You stay safe.